Ladies and gentlemen, moving on, now it is time for even more interesting discussion, and this discussion is going to be the fire chat, the fireside chat. As the name says, it's going to be fiery, it's going to be motivating, it is going to be very insightful with different perception by Mr. Susil Dungarwal. Sir ji, aaj hai manch pe. He is the chief mall mechanic. Beyond Square Feet is the name of the company that he represents. Sushil ji is a retail and a shopping mall specialist with over 35 years of experience. He has worked with the leading retailers in shopping malls across India, Iran, Nepal, Nigeria, Oman, and Qatar. He has closely been involved in more than 75 malls spreading across 50 million square feet. Well, there's lots to talk about him with very less time, but I would definitely want to say this. He is a visiting faculty to the top business schools. He is an author, and he has recently authored The Mechanics of the Mall, which has actually become a curriculum that the Middle East Council of Shopping Center and Retailers refer to. Isn't that an honor? He's a social media influencer, he's a blogger, and this fireside chat is going to be very, very interesting. Sir, you are going to be orchestrating it. All right?
Thank you and good evening. Everybody still okay? Raise your hands if you are okay. Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here with Sushil. Sushil ji, please baith jaiye.
He was my boss 25 years ago. Even today, he is my boss.
So this is how I get disempowered. Okay. This basically means you are my boss. You are not supposed to talk to me in any tough language.
No, okay. Bosses only talk tough language.
So thank you, Sushil, for coming in. I think, like what she said, he's a multi-talented individual. I've known him for a very, very, very long time. It's my honor to have known him. But more importantly, I think it's sheer hard work that's got him where he is, and the ability to think differently, to act differently, and to work with people in a very different market. So that's what makes him what he is. Sushil will do this with some 2 or 3 levels, okay, with your permission. We have not really practiced this. If in case we do some bloops, please do not take that to heart. Yeah. But Sushil, they will do this in a manner wherein I definitely want to understand from you what your thought on overall retail capabilities are in this country, and therefore what does shopping malls, because you are a person who has now been associated with the shopping malls, have to do. That's one level. The second level that I definitely want to talk to you about is to know how is it that you are looking at the kind of places that you work in. The kind of places you're working in is not normally the places that one would start thinking about a mall. Okay? And then thirdly, of course, a little bit about Texvalley. Okay? These are 3 levels. These are nice and professional questions. On a personal level, there are things that needs to be asked about Sushil. Because when I met Sushil the very first time, I only knew him as a person who could buy saris and sell saris. Okay? This was in Shopper Stop in our Bangalore store. That was the first time I met you. And I knew that for a few years he's been buying saris. I think one of the times I also saw him trying to wear a sari and show to a customer. So this is the kind of things that I've seen with him. So it's a very fantastic move as to what all you've done in your life. So take us through what you've done in your life. I think that's important because most people know where you are, but many may not know where you've come from.
Oh, that's a long journey, but I'll just try to give you a little glimpse about it. I can't say I'm proud, but I'm definitely happy that I have gone through the entire grind in life. And for me, one basic thing my father taught when I was very small is learn, learn, and learn. Don't think when it will be of use to you. You learn. So what I did was, you'll be surprised, I can cut a shirt, I can stitch a shirt, I can open a bike, I can fit a bike, I can open a automatic watch, not quads. I can open a complete automatic watch and put it back. So I can weave, I can stitch, I can twist yarn. You name it and I've done it all. Okay. One thing I never felt bad was, why should I learn this? I never had that to my mind. I've done it all. Professionally, if you tell me, I started my sales, my career way back in 1985. as a salesman in a specialty shirt store in Bangalore called Saint Mark. Those days it used to be #1 brand in the country. It's no more there, but that is where I started. Through there, I moved into sales, moved into merchandising, moved into operations, I moved into purchase, I did everything. I worked for department stores, I worked for specialty stores, I worked for supermarkets, set up supermarkets. I set up handicraft store, I set up India's largest footwear store, I set up India's largest discount store called the Loot. So I've gone through the whole grind, and honestly, I just took it the way it came. I never said, "Idu nanu panamata." Anything what God gave me or what came my way, or whatever took me to that passion, I did it wholeheartedly. That is the only difference. Whatever I did, I put 100% of mine into it. So just working in a shirt factory, I was a salesman. I could have been happy being a salesman. But I had a very good mentor and boss. And he said, "Sushil, if you want to sell a shirt, you should know how to stitch a shirt. Because then when the person is wearing the shirt as a trial, you will come to know what is a mistake and why the shirt is not fitting and what is the alteration you will do to make that person fit that shirt." So if you learn alteration, then you can sell the shirt. To learn alteration, you should learn stitching. So every Sunday, he used to call me on factory when the whole factory was to be shut, and I used to be there. So for me, Sunday, Monday, and fortunately for me, I was born in a so-called family business family. Then moved to the corporate world for almost about 25 years. Now I run my own business, which I would say is semi-corporate and semi-family. We work in a very different manner. We are a team, we are professionals, we are accountable, we are delegatable, we are answerable, and we have worked in about 6 countries. So we are the first shopping mall advisory company in India which has gone abroad and given solutions. Normally you see shopping mall companies or IPCs, they're all multinational companies coming to India and giving their advices. We were the first Indian company to go international. So gone through the entire grind, loved every moment of it, enjoyed every moment of it, and I'm very happy for wherever I am and whatever I have done till date.
Well done. Thank you so much. So now we come to your professional life. Your personal life, you didn't answer enough. Maybe we'll have to ask something else separately.
Okay.
on,
All
the
yours.
on the professional part, you are in the shopping malls business. You are in the shopping center business. What is so great about the shopping center business in this country?
See, fortunately for me, as I told you, I started very young when I was almost about 18 years old as a salesman. So customers always pulled my attention. And I've spent enough time, money, energy to understand the consumer. And consumer is changing every day. He's not stagnant. And that newness of understanding the customer is what has taken me this entire journey, including shopping malls. Because whether you are a retailer or shopping mall, you're still talking about customers. You still talk about bringing footfalls to the mall. You're still talking about bringing the best brands to the mall. So for me, the focus has been understanding the customer behavior, which helps me to understand which mall needs what. Because what may need in a Chennai mall may not be the same for a Coimbatore mall or for a Bangalore mall. So each mall, each segment, each geography is different. And so is the customer. Every region, even within the region, every customer is very unique and very different. If we are able to understand the customer buying behavior, how he spends his time, how he wants to spend his money, if we learn that, then making him empty his pocket is very easy. But you have to learn that. How do I make him spend that money in my store? He has 100 choices. You don't have. You have one customer. You have to convert him. He's come to your store. That means he is ready to buy from you. Otherwise, he wouldn't enter your store or your mall. If he's come to you, means he is voluntarily telling, boss, ek jeb lenda kaas vainkungo. Number tayar irkroma. That we have to think as a mall developer or as a retailer. how we can make him spend more time, more money, and most importantly, how do we make him go back smiling? If he is not going back smiling, neither he is going to come back, neither he is going to send anybody. So, whenever I go to any mall, I don't see the number of people in a mall. What I see is how many of them are carrying bags. That is important. You may have a crowd in a mall, 50,000 people coming to Express Avenue on a Sunday. But if only 20 people are carrying a bag, that means people are not happy. Or the retailers were not smart enough to convert them. So when the customer is coming to your mall, coming to your store, coming to your shop, he is come to buy. You have to sell it to him. So again, in the mall industry, almost about 20 years of my earlier life, I was a retailer. Last 20 years, I've been in the shopping mall. Being a retailer for almost 20 years, when I switched gear in about 2004-05 and got into the mall business, which was complete other side of the table. So retailer was this side of the table, mall development was the other side of the table. What I realized was there is a huge gap of expectations between both of them. What a mall developer wants and what a retailer wants. Retailer wants capex also, this also, that also, rent-free also, a revenue share also, everything. And the mall developer says, boss, I have invested 1,000 crores in this project. I also want my return on investment. I also want this. So both of them have different expectations. And there is a huge gap. I think somewhere in the year 2008, at that time I used to work for a mall called Ishanya in Pune, which is a specialty furniture mall. That is when I realized that there is a gap available in this market where if you can handhold the retailer and the mall developer and bridge that gap of expectations, I can do wonders. So I created a very niche business. 14 years down the line, almost 14 and a half years down the line, I still don't have competition. Unfortunately, I don't have competition because competition can give you a lot of leeway. You can learn from them, what they're doing, how they are doing, everything. When there is no competition, your life becomes more challenging because you have to invent everything yourself. You have to do everything yourself. You have to create everything. And fortunately for us, because of the vast experience and exposure, what I got not only in the national market, international markets, 90% of the SOPs created by Beyond Square Feet, that's the name of my company, are today cut, copy, pasted by every mall in this country. I don't know of any mall in the country who does not follow Beyond Square Feet formats. So that is the benchmark we created because while companies, large companies or corporates we're talking about, they have large, mission statements and vision statements. And if you ask anybody in the world, what is the vision statement of your company? It's just a reception pe hai. Reception le pote irukanga na padikla paatha. Nobody will remember. So that is where I started my journey. I said, I will not create a vision statement. I do not want a mission statement because they are normally created by your ad agency and put in the reception. What we created was, I said, I want something which is simple, sober, practical, and implementable. So we created what I call it as the management mantra. Mantra is something which you do japam every day, every minute. And it's a 4-word mantra. Nothing but the best. So our management mantra was always nothing but the best. Anything what we do. I tell my team only one thing. For me, the training is only one thing, management mantra. You are writing a mail, before you enter, ask yourself, is this the best mail I have written? No, stop. Make it best. Send it. You're closing a deal with a retailer, pause. Say, is this the best deal I could have got from this person? Yes, go ahead. No, make it best. So everything, every process, every system in our company revolves around one management mantra, nothing but the best. And that is what has made us to grow in last 14 years, 15 years. As of now, we have hand-holded more than 100 malls. Her number was slightly old, I think. But we have hand-holded more than 100 malls. Entire geography, right from Guwahati to Jammu to Junagadh to Kollam to Erode to Tanjore to, you tell, and we have done it. So what has happened in this 15 years of understanding the mall business is there is nothing called cut, copy, paste. The best thing, what you asked me, best thing about this business is you can't do a cut, copy, paste. You have to reinvent. You have to put a lot of strain on your brain to understand what is good for this mall. You have to tailor make the solutions.
So this is the question for you. Do you make money?
Of course.
Okay. Are there anybody here who wants competition? Anybody else wanting to put your hand up and say you want to create a competition for it?
Impossible. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why.
Open challenge.
Because there were about 8 to 10 people in the last 14 years who tried to imitate or copy. See, I'll tell you one thing, and since you're all running family business, your business, if you have the passion, nobody can compete with you. So for me, not only now, I don't believe in competition. There's nothing called competition. It is all in your mind. You do what you want to do and what you know to do. That's it. You can't go wrong. If you don't believe in what you do, you might go wrong. But if you have complete conviction in what you're doing, you have done the pros, cons, everything, then you can't go wrong. And also let me tell you, I said 2008, but this Kida, the seed, was almost about 10 years ago saying, I should do something different, I should do something different, I should do something. I was waiting for that opportunity. One fine day when I saw it, I picked it up.
No, one sec. Sushil, the question is, there are others who try to do mall management, correct? So from what you're saying, I'm understanding that nariya irukku competition, if they think they are competitors, but in your mind, they are not competitors. Is that the way I understand?
No, not like that. Okay, there were about 5 to 7 so-called entrepreneurs or professionals who started with me, tried to copy everything I did and how I did and blah, 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 because they had a benchmark. I didn't have a benchmark. And honestly, none of them survived for even 2 years. I'm talking about entrepreneurs. I'm not talking about IPCs
So
or...
I go back to the same question. Do you make money?
Of course.
Okay. He
Of
does
course.
make money. So now we
See,
come to Texvalley.
I'm Marwadi. Okay, I am a born Marwadi. Pano ilana onno panmata. Give me money, I will do anything, honey.
That's all. So நீங்க மார்வாடியா இருக்கணும் and தமிழ்ல பேசணும். ரெண்டு வேணும் அதுல.
கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் தான் வரும் தமிழ்ல. ஆனா
சில சமயம் ಕನ್ನಡಾಲಿயும் பேசணும்.
ಆಮಾ கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕನ್ನಡವೂ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ನನ್ನ ಕೆಲಸ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ನನಗೆ 5-6 ಭಾಷೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
Okay.
So that is my other strength. I mean, one of my reason I'll tell you, when we met at Texvalley, when I met Mr. DPK and Mr. Rajshekhar and Mr. Devarajan, first day when we spoke, and when I spoke to them in Tamil, the connect was instant. I think that is what language does. It creates a connect with you instantly. It creates that trust, that faith. Oh, I can trust this person. He knows my language. He knows my culture. He knows the way I do things. So that gives a lot of comfort to your clients. And when your clients are comfortable, only then they will trust you.
So now we come to Texvalley, since you touched upon Texvalley.
Yes.
So what's so special about Texvalley? I think this is the time for you to sell.
No, I don't sell. I don't sell. Let me also give you my drawback. I don't sell. I only present. If you are a smart entrepreneur, you will pick it up. If you are not smart, you will not pick it up. I never sell. Inna irukudhu naan kaatuven. Nalla irukudhu solven. Ungalku pudichichina neenga vaangugo illana vaanda. But no selling. Because selling doesn't help. He will come back to you tomorrow morning and say, sir, nalla illa. Don't do that. No selling at all. You present what benefits are there, good things are there. So coming back to Texvalley, Texvalley before we came on board was more of a B2B marketplace or a market, I would say, promoting local industries, local brands and things like that. And they were operational for almost about 10 years. COVID hit them hard as any other industry, and being a B2B, they were more impacted. So through a known client of ours, whose mall we're doing in Tanjavur, they and Mr. Devarajan sir are known to each other. So through that connection, we came through reference. All the 100 malls we have done is only pure reference, no advertising. Beyond Square Feet in the last 15 years has not spent one single penny on advertising. I don't want to advertise. My delivery of work should be so good that should be the advertisement. So we met Mr. Devarajan, we came down to this site. Initially we were hesitant because I thought B2B is not our expertise. What will we be able to do? And it is not a mall, it's more of a B2B marketplace. So whether we will actually be able to add any value here to this project or not. But when I came here and I visited the facility, I was shocked. I was shocked because I could see humongous opportunity in this place, which was probably not encashed or not guided properly. I saw a huge opportunity. So though we came with a lot of hesitance on day one, by the time we went back more positive. We spent about 3 days here, 1 day with them, and 2 secretly in Erode. Because me and my colleague, we did a complete research of this entire catchment of about 70 kilometers. We roamed for 2 days to understand what is Texvalley and what do people perceive about Texvalley. Now that we understood what is the perception of the people in the catchment, it was very easy for us to understand what is the solution. It's like that's why I call myself a mechanic. I call myself a mechanic because engine start panane tenjido enki inna oil illiya, grease illiya, I can come to know. So we spent that, and now we are reinventing the entire Texvalley. We are making it into a B2B and a B2C marketplace. It's not only for manufacturers, it is for retailers, it is for consumers. We're adding a new mall, new section of this mall called Texvalley, which is, Value Mall, which is going to have all the national and international brands selling 365 days on discount. So we are doing an outlet mall. We will have a large food court, multiplex, family entertainment center, convention center coming up here. You know, everything what a customer will need to spend one full day, we are adding here. So we have revamped the entire thing, keeping in mind the customer. So again, it is not what I like or what Mr. DPK likes or what Mr. Rajshekhar likes. It is, we are giving something what the customer wants in this region.
So one crisp question, and we have to stop here because I've already got a lot of signals, and I understand signals.
See, I told you he is the boss.
So what is the number of people that you expect would enter in this place in the next 3 years' time, per day, on an average?
See, in the last 2 years, I'll tell you, we were at about 1,200 people per day, on an average, I'm saying. Okay, we have now come to about 3,500, 4,000 people in the last 2 years. Once the Value Mall is operational and the Big Bazaar is operational, I look at least not less than 25 to 30,000 people coming here.
Perfect. So you know who's the boss now. I do have to tell you that when we were sitting and having lunch today, I was telling if there are so many cars going there, all that number that we'll need to think for is, if there are 5 cars going, one of them has to stop and come in. Simple method, huh? So
Yes,
we
yes,
know what
yes.
we are all working for. So
Yeah.
wonderful to talk with you. I think it's amazing that Texvalley is doing what it is. I have also been involved with Texvalley from day one when they started in some form or the other as RAI. But I think it's amazing that you can convert this into a place that can attract people. All of us wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to me. Thank you so much.